Hello again. So this video is about 5 self-care tips for COVID-19 lockdown. So my number one is to remember this too will pass. That there's a lot of fear being generated by the media. Plus, it is a very, very scary situation and a lot of loss. So the fears are genuine, but the degree of this we're exposed to is even bigger than any sort of media exposure that we normally get. So uncertainty around our lives, where so much has changed, triggers the amygdala part of our brain into fight, flight, freeze. So when that is triggered, the front part, the prefrontal cortex, is offline. So we're just in fear. So we forget the reality that this too will pass. This is, there will be an end point. There will be a lot of loss and a lot of change as a result of what we're all going through as a human species. A lot of, it's not just one or two, it's a lot of us. Most of us are touched by this. So, but thoughts are not facts. So the thoughts that we're having are not facts. They're we may fear that we will get it. We may fear people dying, and but we don't know. A lot of this is the storytelling that the mind, when it's scared, gets into. So if we can just anchor ourselves in remembering that this too will pass, and that you have all you need within you, even if you're isolated, to get through this. We've lived our lives up to now, and we are far more resourceful inside, beneath any worry and anxiety. That so just to know that not only will this pass, but you will get through this. So ask yourself, what are the gains for me right now in this? Because there's a lot of fear and a lot of loss, but in some situations that personally, I know for me, I've done more tidying than I probably would have done. I've started to do things that are important to me, like my Facebook Lives and starting my YouTube channel. And I wouldn't have done that without this. I wouldn't have felt the confidence to just say, let's share, let's give something. But there will be a time when this is over. So number two is using our 5 senses for reframing. So when we're overwhelmed or we're stuck in our heads, busy brain, our 5 senses can help us just try and get out of that that energy of stuckness, that energy of feeling there's nowhere to go, and there's always somewhere to go. So the 5 senses, so what can I see? So looking around us, looking at colour, looking out of our window, being curious and interested in what we see, because we live in autopilot a lot of the time and we don't notice what actually is around us. And even like the colours in my picture behind me, you know, you can't see the lamp actually, but you know, my lovely salt rock lamp. So paying some interested attention in what you can see, what can you hear. So some things will be pleasant, some things will be unpleasant, but noticing that some things will be able to get us out of that stuck place. So what can I smell? Maybe foods, maybe some oil, maybe, you know, some essential oils if you use oils, or bubble bath. So what can I feel? So if you're lucky enough to have a bath in your house, then, you know, a nice warm bubble bath. What can I feel? A nice warm cup of drink. rather than just chucking it down our neck. You know, what does it taste like? What does it feel like? And yeah, so touch, the power of sort of healing touch, even just, you know, sort of a comforting hand on our heart area, you know, some hand cream, popping some hand cream on, so the touch, and really being present to those moments and noticing what arises and what can give some relief to that storytelling that goes on, to that overwhelm. So that's my number 2. So ask yourself, what is pleasant for me right now in those senses? There is always something tiny to be noticed. And it's just giving it a little bit more attention and space than we might normally do. So number 3 is access the wisdom of the body. So, I mean, we've all got lots of toolkit, lots of things in our toolkit that I like the idea of a toolkit, because it's like, what do I do for my self-care? What helps me? And touch helps me. Movement, so movement of the body, the sort of like just putting some music on. It doesn't have to be clever dancing, fancy dancing, but just letting the body move. So really feeling that wisdom of the body. Some of you may do yoga or meditation, you know, getting into the body, feeling the body. Even singing can, the sensations of singing, or even humming, you know, just being able to get in any way really of accessing the wisdom of the body. Smiling, so we carry such a lot of tension in our face and our jaw, so even just a tiny movement, you know, can soften and, you know, claim all these things that are ours, that are free, that are available if we give them meaning and purpose. And so, yeah, relaxing into the body's experience, releasing the tension that builds up in the body, and it comes back really quickly. So we just, the habit of relaxing and releasing and letting it go down into gravity. You know, the wisdom of the body is, we're held, the earth holds us fully. Whatever was going on, no matter how much is going on, the earth holds us and grounds us. And so anchoring ourselves in the breath in the body, surrendering down into gravity. So ask yourself, what do I need right now? And what do I feel in the body when I connect kindly to it? Because often we take it for granted. We think this is the king, the queen, the, you know, in charge, the center stage. And often it is, because we think that's how it should be. But actually the wisdom of our body is so, it gives us so much that's not analytical and critical and judgmental. It's, you know, building that connection, that relationship with our body. So yeah, so what do I need right now, and what do I feel in the body when I connect kindly to it? Okay. So number 4, have a flexible structure to your day. So we've got so much structural change, things that we'd normally go and do, things we might distract ourselves if things were a bit tough, people that we would see, a lot of that structure is taken away from us. So having a little control of what we can do, so what do we want, noticing what we want is very soothing to the nervous system, because we're listening to what we might need. If we don't take that small amount of time, it can be as short as 5 minutes to plan a short structure, either at the end of your day for the next one, or at the start of the day when you get up. So ask yourself each day, what is important to me, and what is important to me to do with my family. So there'll be things just for you, for your own self-care, and then there's self-care of you within your family if you're not isolated alone. And the last one, the one that many of us are struggling with, and I still struggle with, eating sugar. It doesn't, my body doesn't like it very much at all. My taste buds do. So really mindful eating and mindful drinking, because there's a lot of overeating going on. Our little local village shop, they're selling out really quickly, unknown to them, of all the naughties, the treats, the things we call treats, the things, the drink, everything. We are, using those as resources, but actually they're, for me, when I eat too much sugar, and I'm working on that because that's my only real addiction, I would say, I've got in my life. And sometimes I manage it really well, and other times I ignore it and I suffer for it because I get all snotty and gunked up and sleepy. Makes me very sleepy, it makes me very irritable, definitely become very snappy, moody, and I know what it is. I'm very self-aware, and I know, but for all of us, that mindful eating, mindful drinking, is it does have an impact. It affects us and it affects people around us. So ask yourself, when you find yourself automatically going for something, do I really need this? Do I really want this? Am I going to make a different choice? Is there, like, what I would do when I'm more in control of not going to sugar, I will chop up an apple, I'll chop up some fruit, make it interesting and exciting, and so I see that as something to look forward to, and the way I present it. So yeah, this is my 5 gifts to you for self-care during our lockdown. Not just really for a lockdown, but it's more acute during lockdown. Self-care is forever. It's not just because we're in lockdown, but it's because it's what we need to have that quality of the life that we love. So if you're happy with my video, you've liked it, please click like, and please subscribe, because that will help me to grow and for other people to benefit from my videos. And if you're free on Sunday, Facebook Live on Mindful Life East, I'm going to be doing a grounded healing practice around healing touch, and I'm going to do a mountain meditation. So it's at 10:30 UK time, and I hope that you can join me. And we'll be doing my next video, which will be coming home to the body. So any comments welcome. I look forward to seeing you another time. Great. Thank you.